Hello and welcome back to the Welsh Triathlon Super Series. It's back after a spectacular inaugural season in 2018. 6 races make up possibly the best non-drafting triathlon series in the UK. And like last year, it starts in Llanelli with a full weekend of swim, bike and run. And once again, we've got a huge number of teams involved in the series, and there's no doubt that the standard of individuals has risen yet again. Round 1 is the Llanelli sprint, and then for round 2 we just travel 20 miles to Port Talbot, the Tata Steelman standard distance triathlon. Round 3, we go north, Balla's Big Bash, the second of 3 sprints. We stay in the mountains for round 4, the Snowman. A suitably cold swim is followed by 80 kilometres of brutality on the bike, a lot of climbing, but what goes up must go down, and the ability to descend fast is absolutely essential. And it's a similar story for the run, up Moel Shabod, tough climb, fast descent. Portainen hosts round 5, a sea swim, 37 kilometres on the roads of the Gower Peninsula, and a tough 10-kilometre run to finish. And the series finale, we go to Anglesey and the Newborough Forest. Extra points on offer, the title and £3,000 up for grabs, 6 superb venues, and we expect to get 6 dramatic races. Well, as we mentioned, the series started in Llanelli last year, a swim in the North Dock, and there was a superb performance by Morgan Davis, a 10-minute, 18-second for the 750 metres. He was followed out of the water by Chris Silver, Alex Matchett, 2 athletes that will be involved again this year. On the bike, Luke Pollard was the man who shone. A little bit of trouble at T2 for him though. Alex Matchett, always strong and always a danger come the final stage. Matchett, throughout the season, was brilliant in transition, and Llanelli for stage 1 was no different. Off the pace coming in, but first out onto the run, and he never looked back. So Alex Matchett last year setting the standard, finishing time of 1:07.40, a 15:43 run to wrap it up. He was over a minute clear of his nearest rival, and that was a standard that he kept right the way throughout the series. The damage done in the transitions and on the run, Dr. Matchett is back, and he's been pretty busy away from triathlon.
The last time I raced a triathlon was the Sandman back in September, so I'm really unsure at what stage of fitness I'm at the moment, so I'm quite looking forward to just getting out and racing and seeing where I'm at, really.
Chris Silver, a man who's come back for more, a great cyclist. He and Liam Lloyd both likely to be contenders for the title.
I think I watched it last year on TV, and it was fantastic to watch. I thought I've got to do that next year. You know, local races, to race in Wales and to be televised and to get the coverage it has is a no-brainer really.
Alex Matchett, he's like the main guy to watch, I think, as last year's champion. And then one of my good friends, I used to train with him when I was at university, Liam Lloyd, he's a local lad as well, so I think he'll be really wanting to win as well, and I know he's always strong.
In the women's event, one of the favourites, Hannah Monday from the Mumbles.
So I saw them advertised last year, but I was a little bit late to the party, so didn't get signed up. And I saw some great results, some great athletes racing. Decided I wanted to join in the fun this year. Why travel up to England and up to Scotland when you can get these races locally? So I thought, why not?
Her competition's likely to come from Carol Thomas, who won Tusker Tri last year. She keeps it simple.
Swim as fast as I can, bike as fast as I can, run as fast as I can. It's all the same race tactic.
So, the lineup, and a glorious day for the opening of the Welsh Triathlon Super Series. Some excellent swimmers in the field. Everyone interested to see who is first out of the water. It's a 750-metre swim, 30-kilometre bike, slightly longer than usual on the sprint distance, and a 5K run. So, if anything, it favours those who are good on the bike. A dramatic start, and everyone looking for position The men and women starting together. Hannah Monday will take advantage of that. She'll be looking to get onto the feet of someone like Bo Smith.
The swim's always been my strength, which if anything that's probably Alex's weakness, so I'll be trying to hopefully get a bit of a head start there for the bike and the run.
Well, that's a good start from Bo Smith. You can recognise him, he has a slightly lower left arm action, certainly when he's not breathing on that side. Bo Smith doing good work to spread the field out. Ollie Simon, Sam Wade, Hannah Monday in the second group. 5 or 6 have gone with Bo Smith, and amongst them Chris Silver and Alex Matchett.
The first part of the swim is crucial to getting in a good position and everything, and similarly the first part of the bike as well. That's a key area of when the race can split up. So if going through that first transition, you've got to really get that nailed down and spot on, and that's potentially where breaks can happen.
Well, that's an excellent swim from Bo Smith, but he's done all the work. He's towed the others with him. Chris Silver in second place. Josh Lewis is there. Liam Lloyd in amongst the leaders. A big sprint coming in from Matchett. He's already gone from 4th up into 2nd. And remember how good he is in transitions. We could see him first out on the road, but Smith has got to try and take advantage of that swim. Well, it's going to be interesting to see how they start. We know that Liam Lloyd is in fabulous condition on the bike. He put in a brilliant performance in the World Duathlon Championships earlier in the year, finishing 4th there. He is also the National Duathlon Champion. A 30-kilometre bike. Normally, it would be 20 for the sprint distance. So, an opportunity for those who are good with the pedals to gain some advantage. There goes Matchett, not quite as clean as he was last year, but he'll be happy with his position at this stage. I don't think anyone would be too worried about Bo Smith out front. Matchett in second, has a look over his shoulder, see Liam Lloyd coming through. Lloyd racing in the colours we saw Chris Silver in last year. Silver has a white patch on his back this time around. There's Hannah Monday, what a brilliant swim from her. Only just off the pace of the leading group, some 22 seconds off the time set by Bo Smith. That is a handy card to play in the early stages of a triathlon, and I'd be surprised if she wasn't a full minute clear of the nearest rival. Little delay getting onto the bike, a couple of seconds thrown away there. That's something she can work on. Second woman out is Carol Thomas, as we expected. Formerly Carol Bridge. Well, here goes Liam Lloyd, and he goes past Bo Smith as if he's standing still. This is a strong start from the local man.
I feel strong on the bike at the minute, so I had a great race a couple of weeks back in the World Duathlon Champs, and yeah, I'm ready to put the hammer down on the bike and perform as best I can, really.
So Lloyd is away, Matchett chasing, familiar style, head always bobbing just a little bit, nothing's changed from last year, pushing a big gear at the moment as he goes past Bo Smith. And he'll be keeping a careful eye on Liam Lloyd, because Matchett knows that if he wants to win this one and make it 7 out of 7 in the series, if we include last year's races, he has got to be in contention come T2. Sam Wade going well, a little bit slow through the transition, wearing his white socks, and he pushes Bo Smith down into 4th. Wade, the national middle distance champion for 2018.
I raced Liam earlier in the year at the Pembrokeshire Duathlon, and he was phenomenal there. On the run, I think I'm sort of not too far off, but his biking is exceptional.
Well, here's the race leader, Liam Lloyd. Injured last year, had a few problems, missed out on the Commonwealth Games. Actually, Chris Silver taking his place in those Commonwealth Games and achieved a 6th place in the mixed relay. Liam Lloyd, having started very, very hard, hasn't managed to extend his lead significantly. There's Matchett with the black and orange. Just ahead of him is Sam Wade, and this is our race leader, 25 now, and he looks very strong indeed. He's going to be tough to beat. Welcome back to the Welsh Triathlon Super Series. This is round one, taking place in Llanelli. It's a sprint event with a slightly longer bike ride. Liam Lloyd is the man who leads the way, and he's got some 500 athletes behind him, but most noticeably Alex Matchett. Well, it's a very busy weekend, lots of juniors in action, and this is where Lloyd started his career. One of the highlights of the weekend, certainly the Saucepan Sprint Triathlon for youngsters from all over the UK. This is where the future champions are likely to be racing. It's a high-quality field. Some just starting, others already taking the sport very seriously indeed. Para-triathlon has been raced in Wales for, 5-6 years now, and the British team turning up in Llanelli to put on a great show. And remember, the current leader in our men's race started his career with the junior duathlon.
I did my first Llanelli junior duathlon back in 2002, and that was my first multi-sport event. Got me into the sport. It's just a massive weekend of people coming together and doing triathlon and doing duathlon and enjoying multi-sport. It's fantastic, really.
And how good for the juniors to have Liam Lloyd alongside the track. Lloyd, no doubt, spotting some future talent from the youngsters, 8 to 14 years old.
To still have this event running, 17 years on, it's just fantastic. And to have it in my hometown as well is amazing, yeah.
Well, this is the blue ribbon event of the weekend. And Alex Matchett just moving up into second place ahead of Sam Wade. It's a non-drafting event, remember, so there should be 12 metres between each of the bikes. And even at 12 metres, there is a little bit of assistance, which is why it's so difficult to shake off those athletes that you've just overtaken. Wade goes ahead of Liam Lloyd, who for the first time finds himself back in second place on the bike. Still steady. I suspect that Liam Lloyd just wants to finish with the lead pack. He knows that he's a class runner. Hannah Munday, she's been on her own since she put in that fabulous swim. 10:48 for the 750 metres. She was in the top 8 of the whole field. Carol Thomas in second place. Thomas losing a little bit of ground. 11:30 she was out of the water, so giving away pretty much 40 seconds. And she's not gaining on the race leader either. So the men approaching T2, and we've got a group of 5 athletes. Matchett is there, Smith is there, Joshua Lewis from Guernsey is there, Liam Lloyd, the early leader on the bike, is in this group as well, and Sam Wade, who's had a very solid bike ride indeed, and he's a pretty handy runner. Now, will it be Matchett, who, remember, won all 6 of the series last year, and he did all the hard work on the run. He ran himself to victory each time. Another good transition, maybe not quite as good as usual, but he's not going to be far off the mark. Away goes Liam Lloyd, off comes the hat. He's got a bit of work to do. And Sam Wade, after a great effort on the bike, well, we've all had that problem. I suspect that it's cold fingers that's giving him the issue. A very small clip, cold fingers, and he has wasted, 15, 20 seconds. Out on the road, Matchett into the front. Bo Smith, I must say, he's done really well. Remember, he led out of the water, and he stuck with the leaders on the bike and was first out of T2, but his lead has gone, and Matchett already some 15, 20 seconds clear. Here's the danger man, the loping Liam Lloyd. He knows every inch of this course. really enjoying the fact that he's racing at home. Now it's a flat run, which sounds nice, but it does mean at no stage do you get any rest. Bo Smith again dropping from first to second, now into third as Lloyd goes through, and Lloyd lengthens his stride just a fraction and is already starting to close down on Alex Matchett out front. Now Matchett hasn't raced since September, so he's had a few months with no racing activity, plenty of training, but he's been busy in his new job as a junior doctor. And so I would suspect that of all three disciplines, it's the running that suffers most. It's the one that requires the cardiovascular fitness more than any other. And he's lost another 15 yards on that downhill alone. Liam Lloyd closing fast, and I'm afraid a change of lead is inevitable. Now we're going to find out what Matchett is made of. This is a tough call. Matchett ran this in what, 15:40 last year? Lloyd is on course for a sub 15:30. It's still an impressive pace. You've got to remember what they've done prior to the start of the run. And now Lloyd just takes the psychological advantage. Matchett is getting a little bit of his own treatment, which he dealt out to largely Chris Silver. Back in T2. Now this is Hannah Monday, who's having all sorts of problems with the shoes. This is unusual. Finally she gets it on and is away, but that must have eaten into her lead over Carol Thomas by some 10 seconds or so. Monday quickest in the water, quickest on the bike from what I can see, certainly quicker than Carol Thomas. Thomas a little bit of a problem with the helmet as well. Now, that's something they're going to have to think about, but as the season goes on, temperatures get warmer, and it's almost certainly the cold that's causing the issue. So Carol Thomas is away. She's got a lot of catching to do, and Monday's a pretty handy runner, as is Liam Lloyd, who has now opened up a gap, as you can see, of what, 3-4 metres at the turn. That's extended to 10, and Lloyd looks to be much, much more relaxed than he was when he was running alongside Matchett. Matchett not under pressure from third place, which looks at the moment as though it's going to go to either Sam Wade or Bo Smith. Josh Lewis just behind those two. The man who won the Island Games World Championships. Matchett checking over his shoulder. He knows that he's not going to close that gap down on Liam Lloyd. Well, here is Sam Wade. Had real problems getting his helmet off, but he's fought his way back up into third place. He would love to have had a crack at Alex Matchett, and he does run pretty well. Wade covering the ground at pretty much the same time as Matchett at the moment. Lloyd by far and away the quickest runner out on the course. Bo Smith tries to stay in touch. The one and only climb on this course. That will push the pulse rate up to an uncomfortable level. An easy finish for Liam Lloyd. He wins at home, takes the first race of the series, 100 points in the bag, and he has set his stall out for the season. Matchett, having dominated last year, has to settle for runners-up position. It was a good effort from him when you think how little racing he's done. Lloyd has done a lot already this year, and Sam Wade a solid third place. Take the mistakes out, make the transitions quicker. It could have been better.
Great to be back racing in hometown, and it's great to be racing in Wales, you know, in the series, and open it up with a win is what I wanted to do.
First race of the season, it's nice to play with the cobwebs out of the way. It's some really good competition. Liam was outstanding today, so he put in a really good performance. So it's up to me now to pick up my game for the rest of the races.
From the gun, it was just sort of full gas. It was all going really well. I felt really good on the bike. Came in, was trying to get my helmet off, but I didn't have any feeling in my fingers, so I was just trying to unclip it, and it's not the easiest thing. But at that point, all the guys had gone, so I had to really get my head down, and really glad to grab third in the end, yeah.
And how about Hannah Monday? A brilliant swim, set the standard. She came out of the water with Ollie Simon and Sam Wade. That is a very, very useful skill to have. Carol Thomas never really got a look in after that, but a solid second for her.
It's a brilliant day, brilliant race. Couldn't ask for better conditions. Had a really good swim by Cymru. Really pleased with how it went, and yeah, to take the win was a bonus, so really happy.
I couldn't get my feet in my shoes after the bike. I had to sit down on the grass. The first time I've ever done that in the whole time I've been racing. My feet were so numb, I couldn't get them in my shoes. So to get second, yeah, I'm pleased. Pleased whether you want to win, don't you? But yeah, it's better than third.
Well, have a look at those results. Hannah Monday, 1:17.53. Remember, there were an extra 10 kilometres on the bike, which is why it's not around the hour mark. Carol Thomas just 2:32 behind, and Rhianna Middleton taking third place, 3 minutes back. In the men's, 1:06.09. A brilliant performance from Liam Lloyd. That is a devastating run that he's got at the moment. He's going to be tough to beat in the series. Matchett second, Wade third, and Beau Smith, who was the fastest in the water, finishing fourth overall. Well, what a day, and what a way to start the 6-race series. And a really nice touch that the elite and all the age groupers in a position to win points for their own team. And the North Dock Dredgers have done pretty well today.
What an absolute awesome event. We were the Dredgers, North Dock Dredgers, and we are so proud to wear our new team colours. This is our training ground, North Dock. So we're really proud to be here today.
Well, that's a little bit of incentive for everyone racing today. The youngsters, the seniors, and of course the elite picking up team points. Pembrokeshire coming out on top in the standings, just ahead of Cardiff, and the North Dock Dredgers down in 5th place. We'll have a look at those standings. 470 points for Pembrokeshire, 90 of them of course coming from Alex Matchett, who was second in the men's senior event. Cardiff second, Celtic third, and pretty tight at the top, only 60 points separating the top three. Hannah Monday, the champion in the women's elite field. Liam Lloyd storming away to take the first victory of the season. Could be the first of many if he keeps that form going. Port Talbot, remember, is the next round, just 20 miles away, and that should be a cracking day out, so see you there.